I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test, part 169, Labour government from 1997 until or to 2010. While doing short impingement training, if you participate in short impingement training, that is at your own risk. Yeah, so Labour government from 1997 to 2010, or until 2010. In 1997, so let's take that last thing here again. So John Major was Prime Minister after Thatcher. Thatcher was 11 years. She came in 1997, so she was until 1996. So from 1996 until probably 1997. What did I say from 1996? From 1990 until 1997, for 6 years. And more than 6 years. There was John Major. John Major, and it was Conservative government. So John Major was Conservative. John Major. And now we have a Labour government from 1997 until 2010. In 1997, the Labour Party led by Tony Blair was elected. The Blair government introduced a Scottish Parliament in the Welsh Assembly, now called the Senate. No, I don't understand. Was the Parliament in Scotland, or did the part England introduce the Scottish Parliament? Like in the way that the laws in Britain are common law and in Scotland they are written down codified. The Blair government, so Blair was the next Prime Minister, 1997. He led the Labour Party. Tony Blair. The Blair government introduced a Scottish Parliament and a Welsh Assembly, now called the Senate or Senate. See page 115. You will not do it. You're reading the book from the beginning. 115. The Scottish Parliament has substantial powers to legislate. In Scotland or in England? The Welsh Assembly was given fewer legislative powers but considerable control over public services. The Welsh Assembly was given fewer legislative powers but considerable control over public services. We'll go through all of it. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes much more sense if we know if it was in Scotland or in England. Or in Wales now. The Welsh Assembly was given fewer legislative powers but considerable control over public services. The question is basically, did he introduce it like it's the name of it? Like that is a Scottish Parliament. In Northern Ireland, the Blair government was able to build on the peace process, resulting in the Good Friday Agreement signed in 1998. Now we're going technically through first Scotland, when we're talking about Wales, and now about Northern Ireland. So it would make sense if the Parliament is in Scotland and the Welsh Parliament is in Wales. Or the Welsh Assembly. And now in Northern Ireland there was the peace process and that resulted in the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. The Northern Ireland Assembly was elected in 1999 but suspended in 2002. The Northern Ireland Assembly was elected in 1999 but suspended in 2002. It was not reinstated until 2007. That's actually pretty recent. I'm taking it back. I'm wasting 2 sentences just to write that it was for a time not there. I should rather use a sentence to explain what we're doing. Most paramilitary groups in Northern Ireland have decommissioned their arms and are inactive. Gordon Brown took over as Prime Minister in 2007. Is this written for people who are using this? These are recent, very recent happenings. One could use a second sentence. I'm just wondering for whom that is written. So we will assume that the Scottish Parliament or the Welsh Assembly or the Northern Ireland Assembly or what it was for Scotland or for Wales or for Northern Ireland respectively. So, in 1997, the Labour Party led by Tony Blair was elected. We're going one by one through it because that is all complicated. It was 1997 when Tony Blair's Labour Party was elected. So the people voted for a Labour Party, and Tony Blair seems to be the front man of that Labour Party in that year, and they voted for him and the party. The Blair government introduced the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly. We will just learn that way, and we will keep open-minded, and maybe you'll see on page 150 that we're completely wrong. So there was introduced a parliament in Scotland and the Welsh Assembly. I want to look what's on page 115. The Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly. The Scottish Parliament has substantial powers to legislate. So in Scotland there's a parliament, whether it's in Scotland or not in Scotland. It seems to be governing for Scotland. It has substantial powers, so it can decide important things for Scotland. But I don't know what it could be. I don't really want to make jokes about it. Or name some ridiculous legislators things. The Welsh Assembly was given fewer legislative powers but considered control over public services. Now, what are public services? We had here Clement Lee working in social services. What are public services? These are all these names which are basically never explained. I think most people are too shy to ask what it is. Public services. So it must be a service given for the public. Now let's take this question. Are soldiers doing, or is the military doing public service? I'm pretty sure if you ask a question that way, many people don't know it. Because public services, now let's take that a service done by the government or by the state or the country for the people. Now is that now public services or not? I don't know what now public services is. Maybe I'm thinking just too complex, but what are public services? I don't think military is considered a public service. But what if not that? Is police considered a public service? But if police, why not military? And what when? Schools? But what about rubbish collector? But if rubbish collector, why not soldiers? Now who will all next? So what are public services? Whatever they are, the Welsh Assembly has considerable control over them. In Northern Ireland, the Blair government was able to build on the peace process, so that the trouble ended and that the peace happened in Ireland. And that resulted this peace process in the Good Friday Agreement signed in 1998. So in 1998, that could be an easy question, there was an agreement signed, and that happened, I think from the name, on a Good Friday. Good Friday, maybe you will name that is an important Christian, I don't know, it's called holiday, but it's an important Christian day. That is in the Easter week. If I'm right, it's one of the days of the Easter week or something like that. It's an important Christian holiday. So it seems that there was a contract and it happened to be signed, maybe it was intentional, falling on a Good Friday, so a Friday which happened to be a day which happened to be the Good Friday in Christianity in 1998 was that signed. And the Northern Ireland Assembly was elected in 1999 but suspended in 2002. Whatever that was doing, it was not reinstated but went in 2007. And the most paramilitary groups in Northern Ireland have decommissioned their arms and are inactive. So the most people who were fighting there have, I don't know what a paramilitary knows. Most people who had weapons and were fighting had given their arms away and are now inactive. And Gordon Brown took over as Prime Minister in 2007. We're talking now again of the United Kingdom, not Ireland, right? Gordon Brown is a Prime Minister in the year 2007. That must be in the United Kingdom. Well, now we're through with it. We're having a little time left, but enough for short impingement training. If you participate in it, but it's at your own risk. If you're here for the next part, whatever it is at the time, then you're going to go to the next part. We are having the legs standing still, and we're doing forward shoulder circles. We're going back. And now backwards. Up, back, and down. And a last round down front, up, back, and down. And now we are lifting the arms up, and we're just concentrating on the scapulas. We're trying to find out how they are moving, just overall the scapulas are moving, and that they are moving and that they are opening up for the humerus. We just want to learn basically about our scapulas by this exercise. And we're lifting the arms up, and we're just observing what the scapulas are doing. Are they protruding, and are they in the way of the humerus to come up and causing their frontal impingement, or can our arms and the humerus, the bone in the upper arm, just come up with the scapulas in the way? Now, similar exercise, the arms to the outside, and just observe how the scapulas are moving around the ribcage. Now back together with the scapulas, and now around the ribcage. The scapulas are always following the arms of the humerus and the arms and the upper arms. So the scapulas are following around the ribcage, and now we're going around the ribcage back together with the scapulas. And now we're going again around the ribcage, always following the humerus, and again back together. And we're doing it the last time. The scapulas going around and back. And now, already the last exercise. Now actually we're having two more. The legs are standing wide apart, we're going into the knees, we're hinging forward with a straight leg, and we're letting the arms hang. And now, pinching the scapulas together. So we're letting the arms hang, and pinching the scapulas together. We're doing that with effort, we're pinching the scapulas together. Do it together. Now make fists, and lift the arms up, and pinch the scapulas. With effort. And release the arms and the scapulas. And the second one, pinch the scapulas together. With effort. Now make fists, and lift the arms up, and pinch the scapulas together. Release the arms and the scapulas. And now we're having two exercises. Into the knees, forward, around back, the arms hang, the arms to the inside, and lift the arms high up and together. Straighten up the back, bring the scapulas down and together. The arms high up and together, scapulas down together. And just with effort. Arms high up, together, scapulas down and together. Release the arms, shoulders. And another time into the knees, hinge forward, around back, the arms hang, turn the arms to the inside, and lift the arms high up together, straight and slowly up, bring the shoulders up and together. The arms high up, together, shoulders. And he's finished. And shoulders. Now the last exercise. We're lifting the shrug. We're lifting the arms up. Yeah, lifting the arms up. And we shoulders high. And releasing it all again. And again, we're lifting the arms up. Shoulders up. And releasing it all again. And last time, we're lifting the arms up. We shrug. Shoulders. And we're releasing it all again. Now we're bringing one arm in front, we're just stretching. shoulders is back, shoulders down, putting the arm in. We're trying to relax it now. And the other arm in front, shoulders is back, shoulders down, putting the arm in, trying to relax the arm. And that's it done. I thank you very much and have a good day.